Hello, everybody. AJ Soccer here with another episode of Modern Maniacs. You'll have to excuse my voice and face and everything because quite under the weather. Got back from GP Oakland with a wicked cold, so I apologize, but the show must go on. We are continuing the Seance Challenge. If you don't know what that is, check out my last set of videos. Didn't do too well last time, but we're trying a different approach this week, and it's a combo, Leveler and Lab Maniac. Leveler exiles your entire library, and then Lab Maniac makes you win when you draw from an empty library. In this deck, Seance is just kind of a redundant combo piece, helps power it out, etc., and has some other value applications that we'll get to. Thought Scour powers the Seance, helps dig deeper into the deck, is a blue 1-drop for Disrupting Shoal, which is a cool card that we're going to be trying. And it's an instant speed card drawer, which is important for, say you removed your library, then you have a Laboratory Maniac back in your upkeep from Seance, and they try and kill it before your draw step. You can use Thought Scour to draw a card in response and still win. Serum Visions, because it's amazing, and we need to find combo pieces, and Dispels to protect. Disrupting Shoal also to protect. Not sure if we're going to have enough of the right cost for it necessarily, but there are definitely going to be situations where we're going to be tight on mana, and there's going to be something key that we have to counter, like a removal spell on our Lab Maniac, or a discard spell, or a relic on turn 1, something like that. And Disrupting Shoal is a card that I really, really like that doesn't get enough love in Modern, so let's try it out. One Snapcaster Mage, just extra Seance value, and works well with the card drawers and whatnot. Jace, I've talked about quite a bit. Already a great card. Works well with the cantrips to help define the combo, and powers the Seance. Thought Scour and Jace also good buddies. Turn 1 Scour, turn 2 Jace, it flips immediately. Vendilion Click, help protect the combo, and another thing you could theoretically Seance back. And then I have a 2-2 split on Thirsts and Muldrifters. Thirsts are more of a velocity card, a sort of get 'em dead card. You can go, cantrip or something, maybe a Jace or something. Turn 3 Thirst, turn 4 Seance. Get a Leveler on their turn, get a Lab Maniac on your turn, win. So that's pretty cool, but they're not the highest value, as Levelers are the only artifacts in the deck. I wanted them to be instants, so I'm not playing Compulsive Research, because it is more important that I can leave up mana and do it on their turn, or do it on the upkeep. Same with the Thought Scour, with the Laboratory Maniac coming back from Seance on your upkeep. A card drawer, an instant speed card drawer is basically a counterspell in those spots, so that's really good. And you're not really trying to go long with this deck, so being down a potential card sometimes isn't the worst. And then Muldrifter is just something that curves into the Seance, works well with the Seance, good value card. Whatever. Lab Maniacs and Levelers are the combo. Seance, obviously. Venser, another value Seance card, helps protect things. You can bounce lands to cut them off of mana while you're comboing, or stop them from comboing by bouncing a spell or a key permanent. And then Teferi, Mage of Zelfir is another card that I absolutely love in Modern that doesn't get enough play, and is great in our deck. In fact, I played a test game just to make sure that the deck worked somewhat reasonably, and I played a Teferi, and then the next turn, end step Leveler, upkeep, Lab Maniac, win. And that's a pretty cool way to win. The mana base is the 4 strands and then 2 other blue fetches to find. I'm playing a bunch of basics because I can. The beauty of being 2 colors. 2 hollowed fountains to find as well. Glacial Fortress, just a pain-free duel. Moorland Haunt kind of goes against Seance, but sometimes you'll want some bodies, but not necessarily have Seance active or need Seance for that. You'll have redundant Levelers, or Jace is not that great to Seance back. So I think it's kind of a free roll to play the Moreland Haunt. Not a free roll, but worth the small cost. And then Sheldock Isle is a cute one because you can like hide a Laboratory Maniac and then just cast Leveler, and then your Sheldock can cast your Lab Maniac in your upkeep. Pretty cool. Cavern of Souls is nice because Wizard gets pretty much everything, including Teferi. Cavern on Wizard and Step Teferi is super, super strong and really good against a lot of the metagame. And then the one Calciform Pools, just, again, like, low investment to put this in your deck, and it could be really, really effective in the right game type. So I figure why not? I do love me a storage land. Sideboard, another Teferi, and a Glenolindra Archmage, which is also a wizard, as well as the Dispels for, you know, counter magic and combo and people trying to break up what you're doing. Wall of Omens and two Lone Missionaries, some Seance things for aggro. 4-path, just a generally good card that's worth having. Twin is banned as of like yesterday, and so these shouldn't be necessary, but Twin is still legal online for a couple weeks for whatever reason. So they're good against Twin, which shouldn't matter but does. Stony Silence, Affinity, as well as things like Relic of Progenitus, good against Tron as well. So that's why we have those. The one Disenchant, again, when you're powering through your deck with Scours and stuff, and then have access to Jace's and Snapcaster, Seance the Snapcaster, you know, you have lots of ways to flash it back. The high impact one of has a lot of value, a lot of potential. And speaking of high impact one of, the one of Pull from Eternity might look a little weird, but it is sort of a security measure against things like Surgical Extraction. If they extract your levelers, it can be really hard to win, but you can just pull from Eternity it back into your graveyard, Seance it back, and still win. So that's why that is there for Surgical or Relic or something like that. So yeah, that's the deck. We're gonna see how it does. As I mentioned, the bannings, Twin is gone, and Amulet, or Summer Bloom is gone, so Amulet, the deck is gone, which are two decks that are inherently going to be very good against Seance, because having a deck based around a 4-mana sorcery is not good against combo decks that kill on turn 4, generally speaking, especially if those decks have remand, as Twin does. So, we still might have to face those decks, but that is a good sign for Seance fans, that two of its worst matchups are now gone.